motherfuckers to be videoing it, for niggas to be chanting this shit on between females. Like, who wants to see our mothers, aunties, cousins, sisters out there acting aggressive and masculine like niggas? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing for niggas to act. What's up, bud? Like, it's one thing for niggas to be acting ignorant. We already know we got a problem with that. But for these females out here to be acting like that, then niggas to be antagonizing that shit. That shit is, man, the shit just hurt my heart. It just let me know where we really at. You know what I'm saying?
But
because like,
it pushed you back.
At this point, it put me to the point to where I feel like I'm gonna fuck what age you is right now. And then you cross the line, you can fucking get it. Cause you niggas don't got no fucking respect.
But it comes back to us discussing last show about
what up, Brandy?
I'm just using the term, the ideology that we discussed. A real man knows to intervene and react to that. A child will cut a woman's hair. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I would have knew that fight was over. And like I said, I don't want to just. The show is more about unity and not about just the video. The video is what sparked the conversation, so we're discussing the video. What happened was so disrespectful. I still, in my head, like I said, even though it's the ideology, was real man. A real man, any decent human being, let's use that, would have known that the fight was over. And any decent human being would know how brutal it is to cut somebody's hair with a knife.
Oh, man.
You know how brutal that is? As she's sitting on the ground with knots all over her face. That's listen, man, I'm not judging the fight. I'm judging the behavior in the fight.
Right.
And I'm trying to explain. I want you to bring up. No, I'm gonna give Leland the floor because I want Leland to explain the Quick Trip situation because you made a good point too.
Well, right.
Yeah. So go ahead and speak on that.
TV touched on it. You know what I'm saying? And so we talked about it. And so, like going back to the Quick Trip fight, when the child,
she's 11 years old.
The child, was she 11? She fighting. So I don't know if y'all know. Anyhow, a child fighting a grown woman at a gas station. Grown woman pressing the child mother at a gas station. First of all, the code, if you see somebody with their children, should have been in full effect.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen.
That should have been in full effect. And so, but instead of them respecting that code, it's gone. I don't know where that went. I don't know where. If you see somebody you got a problem with, and they with their kids, that you're going to give them a pass.
Yeah.
That's gone?
Yeah.
It's gone. That code gone?
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, so now they're attacking you when you're with your child.
Right. So the code of that is gone.
And then now your child is fighting with you.
Right. So now we're opening up doors. So now we have opening up a door because one of the codes that was embedded in us growing up as young men and children and that we abided by, that you see somebody with their child, go, okay,
I'll catch you later.
Right. But that code's gone. So then you open up a code where you have a child trying to defend their mom. Everybody can understand that.
Yeah, of course.
So the code of respecting your elder, gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The code of respecting elders, out the window. And so now you hear somebody fighting. And so now the woman is trying to ease up when she recognizes that this is a baby.
Yeah.
And telling the young girl, you're a child, go on. The young girl, aggressive, the code of elder adults, that's out of there.
And she had to deactivate her page from the verbal abuse and taunts and lies. Embarrassment.
And then what happened, not to be long with it, because I'm going to try to chime in. And then what happened is that once that champion of this child disrespecting this adult, which was a code that's no longer there, and so then the child in our community is no longer looked as a child. I've seen plenty of women and plenty of adults sitting up talking about, if that was me, I'd have whooped that child ass. If that was me, I'd have whooped that child ass. If that was me, she would have got it.
So how do we get unity, though? How do we get back to unity?
Well, to get back to unity, we got to get back on code. And y'all going to keep hearing me saying this a lot because it's important. Because I know real niggas. I'm a civilian. I always just been a regular nigga. But I know real niggas, grew up around niggas, and they stuck to a code, and they live by it. No matter what type of activity that they're engaged in, no matter what type of treachery, debauchery, the most vilest shit that you can. They used to come by my house, and my mom wouldn't even know that these niggas was on that type of time.
Yeah,
You know
because
what
they
I'm
have
saying?
respect for
Because
her.
it was Miss Vaughn, how you doing? How
Yeah,
you doing,
yeah.
Miss Vaughn?
I
How you
know.
going?
Right,
You know what I'm saying? And
right.
so I'm gonna let y'all touch on it, but I'm saying what my thing is that when we got to get to this code, because what's happening is that there's no code, and so then back to the gas station, the child has been decoded in our community. They're no longer a child. The same way you just heard my man, and he the most patient and understanding and knowledgeable just man I done sat down with since I met this guy. But you can see the anger in him when he said that he's not giving out no passes. He wouldn't give a damn what age they is. And so that upsetted him to the point to where now that these young men, he looking at them like, dog, you're a threat to me. So now the child has become dehumanized.
But again, I keep Leland. We need to get us. I got a couple friends that's psychiatrists and all that shit. But listen, again, this is called PTSD.
She said, but hold on,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
That's what
I agree back with, but that's not PTSD. That's somebody saying that the code is gone.
Hey, Bud Light just said we need to start punishing these trifling acts and code breakers. Man,
I agree with Bud.
This.
What up, Bud? Shout out to you.
This is why it's so crazy when motherfuckers run around talking about this Black Lives Matter. Black lives do not matter to black people, obviously.
And this
and people want to argue with me every time I say that. No, it's not the same thing. Yes, it is.
It is.
Why the fuck you think these police think they can go out here and just knock us off?
Because we knocked off 7 people.
Because they watch shit like this all the time. Mm-hmm. They watch it all the time.
Right.
They be like, these motherfuckers acting a goddamn plum fool. They don't give a fuck about each other.
Right.
So I don't give a fuck about him.
It's
So-
like, what up, Lon Measy?
But I want you to challenge Tori's analysis on that, because you always challenge me when I say that. You say to me, that's decoding the community, and I don't. But listen, I'm just saying, when you have two people sitting in front of you, you just said two of the most compassionate, honest, cool people you've met. You said that, right? Mm-hmm. And we both telling you. The only thing I'm trying to get from my community is when I scream Black Lives Matter, I want it to matter to all of us. Not just, we can't just expect the white community to care about us if we don't even fucking care about ourselves. And like he said, the cop will off a nigga, but we didn't off 10 niggas this month. But cop off one nigga.
Are you done unpacking? Go ahead.
No, I'm going to say this. I want to answer this. Okay. Adrian Lynn says, so what happens when you go by the code and your adversary doesn't? Do you walk away? Do you take the whooping? I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about this right here. The white girl was sitting out there by herself. There's a whole bunch of motherfuckers around, whooping her ass, cutting her hair. So it wasn't no self-defense in this situation right here.
Yeah.
They just went in on this girl. She wasn't even fucking fighting back.
I feel like pride.
Let me stop cussing, though. You know what I'm saying? We might want to put this on YouTube, but it is like, that was just overkill. Hold on, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back. Was it Brandy that said that? Hold on, let me see. Hold on.
Overkill is just.
Hold on, let me see.
Well,
okay, yeah, let me see.
I think her mom said that. That's where I got it from. Okay. Her mom said it.
Hold on, where she was at? She said this was basically that is gone, but she basically said it was borderline. Looked like it was attempted murder.
Yeah,
right.
And not only that, but you said it best though, TV. You said that you don't have to do all that. The point was made.
The point was made.
Ma'am, you won the fight.
Right.
The point was made. At this point, she didn't become a child until y'all beat her and cut her hair. If that was a normal fight, a motherfucker wouldn't even pay attention to the age.
Right.
What happened was they beat her so bad and cut her hair. That's what people. Who was the girl? Now we got to Google the girl. We got to look up the girl and find out what age she
wrote
is.
some long ass bullshit, and I don't really, I don't know you. I can't tell you what your mindset was like, and I ain't going to even begin to. All right, so I'm gonna unpack the whole
Black Lives Matter
thing.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna say code a lot.
Oh.
Because what happens is that when we begin to push, we begin to push the.
Now it's we. See, I keep catching you. I'm on my shit today. I'm on my shit today.
You're the one who's sitting here saying Black lives don't matter if it don't matter to black people.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's saying the same thing.
Okay.
Okay, so that's we.
All right.
And so it's not
we as in me and Troy, or we as in who?
I'm saying that I don't say that. And so then I can't say we.
You just said we're we.
Hold on, time out. Because y'all saying it. But I can't say we.
He beat her, and I'm saying we.
Because I don't agree with it. So it's not we. I can't include me when I'm telling y'all, when you know that I don't agree with it.
You don't agree with
so
me.
So then you didn't get it. So you like, aha, I got you. No, you didn't.
I did. I got you.
You know what
I got
I'm
you.
saying?
I got you.
Okay, but back to the point. When we begin to push a narrative of our own lives don't matter, I felt.
Right, so,
hold on, time out.
He pushed the narrative of cutting a woman's hair.
Hold on. Would you do that? Hold on. Would you do that?
Let him know, sir.
Would you do that?
No, sir.
Okay, then. So it's not we.
No, yes, sir.
He's not an example for you, is he?
You're right.
Would you do that, TV? Cut a woman's
but
hair like that?
No.
Okay, so here we got three people.
Where'd that come in at? What'd that do?
Because he said
humiliated her and beat her to
so
death.
here we got three black men that's in agreement that he's not an example for us. He's not exemplary for us. And so when we say that he is the example of us, then we saying that he and him and us is in a collective behavior-wise. A little off dumb people. But let me get back.
I'm saying
hold on, time out. Let me finish.
He looks like
so
me. His skin is my color. He says the same words I say. He moves like
Martin
me. He jumps like me. I understand that. And I live by that code. That's why I live by that code. I live by those codes.
You know what I'm saying?
I listen to Dr. Umar Johnson.
Okay,
I listen to.
So, but why would this man imagery override and take precedence and make us look
the same
like
way you said? Same way it's overriding you when you say we sometimes.
No, listen, it's not we because y'all saying I'm saying. Listen, we say black lives don't matter if it don't matter to black people.
And that offends you, though. You already expressed that to me.
No. Okay. The only time now, if we talking, I'm cool with it.
Shout out to Smartest Dumb People. We got a show now.
But you know what I'm saying?
So we got to talk real shit.
When we get them other nations in there, I don't like when we start throwing darts at each other and get the air in our dirty laundry. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. And so, if I may, I don't know. Go ahead, sir.
It's a podcast.
Go ahead.
And we airing our dirty laundry because a lot of white people that watch the show don't know
the shit is aired.
Right. But
hold on, talking about we airing our own dirty laundry. Because that shit probably is on World Star right now.
But the thing is that you don't see them doing that.
Man, look, man.
And so
we already had that conversation.
Yeah, but we don't see nobody else doing it.
Leland,
so if we sit here and say,
ourselves.
hold on, so if we sit here and say our life don't matter to us, so it shouldn't matter to nobody else.
All right, you know what you said?
You won't call with them.
I give you the best example. Listen, I agree with you, Tori, but I'm gonna give you the best example you ever gave me, Leland. You said, and I'm telling you, bro, I'm catching you. I don't know if I'm just sharp as fuck today, but I'm catching a lot of shit you said. So I'm about to say what you said to me, and it was dope, and I agree with you. But now you're reverting back to something else. You said to me, I gotta get this off TV. You said to me, what are you doing to help the community? That's what black people say to each other, right? And you know what your quote is? I'm in the house. I'm not shooting up nobody. I'm not killing nobody. That's what we are. That's what we are.
You talking about?
Saying
so what you catch me in?
I'm saying I'm about to explain what I catch you.
Hold on.
But like I said, anytime someone videos a degrading situation like that needs their ass whooped. To this was no different from the Floyd case. The only difference is it was black on black. Jeff Dahmer said, you can't humiliate someone to that effect and expect not to get severe retaliation. I'll call that the menace to society effect.
I can agree with that.
I'm saying to you that whatever I got going on in the Veland family, I'm not going to say, oh, the Johnsons is doing that.
Thank you.
The Williams is doing that.
Thank you.
No, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. That is what you're doing. Let's talk about what the fuck these people do. I don't care what no other race is doing. We're supposed to be us.
Go ahead.
You see what I'm saying? Like you said, we got to be on code. On code with what? Because we got a Veland code.
Right.
And we're not going to be in our house talking about, nigga, ain't no motherfucker, if I'm trying to check my little cousin or something, and they say some shit about what's going on in his house or your house, I'm going to be like, fuck their house. Excuse my language again.
Yeah,
because I'm very passionate about this bullshit that's going on. You know what I'm saying? This is the Veland code we on. You know what I'm saying? You grew up here.
Right.
You are blood. We don't want to hear that bullshit.
This is we.
So if we in
This
our
is we
own
family.
supposed to be our community and Black Lives Matter, and then I say, well, fucking Black Lives don't matter if we fucking trying to kill each other, and just because the police come around and do what they do, don't get me wrong, we gotta check it. But how are we ever gonna check that in a unified position if we're not unified? That's why the shit is a bullshit movement anyway. That's why it's all type of other motherfuckers in the goddamn movement. You see what I'm saying?
So
we're in agreement.
So hold on. So that's what I'm saying. I don't get where you're coming from. Or maybe you ain't wording it right, because I do not gauge black people or so-called black people on what no other race is doing. I don't care about the bell there.
I'm saying.
I don't care about
Hold on,
that.
time out. No, I didn't. So hold on, time out. So that's just like you saying that. So that's just like the villains is on code, right? Hypothetical.
To a point.
But the villains is the black family. I'm the white family.
Hold on. Let me.
We all got our problems. We all got our problems.
Hold on, time out. Okay, so the villains on point to a code, right? So when the villains, if the villains is on code, and then the villains get out here and get to talking about, well, the villains don't matter if the villains don't matter to the villains. Y'all not going to do that.
Why wouldn't they? If the villains ain't mattering to the
What I'm
villains.
trying to tell you is this here.
I'm just so, but would y'all do? Would you
Yes.
do that?
No, it's
You
what I'm
saying
trying
no,
to
you
tell
wouldn't
you.
do it,
But I'm
What
breaking it down in
trying to tell you
layman's
is
terms.
this here.
The villains is black.
Ain't nobody about to come in and get that off on the villains.
Yeah, but
Right.
the villains, if we're talking,
That's
What
what
we're
I'm
trying to say
saying.
is we're trying to separate cops doing shit to black people, rather black people doing shit to black
I-
people. No, these are two different
That's what
situations.
I'm saying.
No, it's not.
the cops
It's not two
could be
different situations.
the cops could be the villains.
I don't agree
and the
with the
black
Black
people.
Lives Matter. I'm not with that movement
But,
whatsoever.
but listen, the
And
villains.
so when he say that black lives don't matter to black lives, that's just like if I say a Vaughn don't matter to a Vaughn if we killing each other.
But listen,
I'm not going to say
can
that.
a Vaughn be a police
I'm
officer
saying
and a
that.
black life? I'm saying, let me break it down.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna break it down in layman's terms because sometimes y'all niggas is too dope and it gets too confusing for the average audience.
Got you. Go
So
ahead.
what he's saying is the villains is we're gonna call the villains the black race. There can be the villains being murdered by police officers and the villains being murdered by black villains. All he's saying is, as a father of the villains, how can we matter when the police officer shoots us when we don't matter when we shoot us? That's all he
not
said.
what you're saying.
That is. That's
Please tell him that you know.
that-
It is kind of what I'm saying,
It's-
because I'm trying to tell you, whatever happens,
We're the villains.
whoever do whatever, it's going to get
It's
addressed
going
the
to
same.
get addressed, right?
It's going to get addressed
Right.
the same way around
So-
the thing. So
so
I'm saying, like,
that's what-
if we constantly at these gas stations fighting each other, shooting each other, killing each other,
That's what I've
what
been
the fuck is we supposed to
saying.
expect?
That's what I've been saying. I've been saying, we've been saying the same thing. I don't believe in Black Lives Matter.
But
You know what I'm saying? I believe.
But you won't say that out loud. You won't say. You will never say. And this because I know
I
you
would never
say.
because what we do in house is what we do.
And he said that
Hold
in-house
on.
shouldn't matter.
How is it in-house when it is all over social media?
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
No, well, that's the only way it leaks.
These
out of the house.
niggas is art. No, listen to me.
But
Listen to me.
hold on.
You saying something
Both
different
of
with
us.
us expressing it on here when these niggas is sitting back watching these females taping it.
Okay,
It's already been
but how
aired.
can we prevent that?
By stop
Like I
saying
said before,
we're not going to
time
devote
out.
ourselves.
Before we even started the show,
Uh-huh.
I said I'm talking about the preventative.
The preventative
I'm
is
not
stop being
because,
the.
hold on, dog. Hold on, bro.
All right.
I'm talking about the preventative
Right.
because the action has already took place. We can't take that back. Period. All the actions that's being filmed and that's being recorded, that's being shown, we can't remove that imagery. But so when I started the show out, I said I'm coming from a preventative point of view.
Yeah.
And what can we do as far as moving forward to prevent
Stop saying.
these actions?
Stop acting like Black Lives Matter to only
I
Black
don't
lives.
act I don't even believe in
the
Black
preventative.
Lives Matter.
No, I know, but listen. Don't get mad at somebody black saying Black lives don't fucking matter until they matter to us. That's the preventative. That's a start. It's a jump. I understand you don't want other nations on top of us because, like you said it best. And I ain't gonna lie, I get what you're saying, but I'm not being a human if I'm only tying myself to seeing one white man kill a black guy, but I seen 20 black men kill 20 black men. Like it doesn't make
I
sense.
get
Like,
that, but I don't talk about that.
but you
But I
won't
talk about it
that.
to you.
But
I talk about it to you.
you saying keep it in-house.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I won't jump. You ain't gonna see me jump on Facebook and start talking
But
about.
our people are doing it though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It has to be
But it don't matter
publicized.
what we
He
say.
said it has to be publicized.
With
And you
each other
want
on here, it's
But-
our laundry is being aired.
Thank you.
And I agree with that.
We just say
But-
stick it on it.
My bad. But that's why when I started the show out, I said I wanted to speak on what can we do
This how-
to prevent.
Okay,
These
well, let's
things.
get to
This
that.
how I
What
know.
do you think we could do to prevent it? What you gonna say to these little niggas?
Well,
And I'm gonna call them niggas because they act like
That's
niggas.
and I can agree with that.
You know what
Hey,
I'm
this
saying?
how you know.
Literally.
This how you know we on
I
Leland
can
next
agree with
day.
that.
Leland ain't
I
pulling
ain't
up
trying
one
to
time.
be.